understand him, or are we just letting him?
Oh, you're right. We might have to do that.
Wait, he talks fast?
Yes, he talks incredibly fast, don't worry about it, but sometimes he does actually slow it down with things like that.
Doesn't Watch Together have a speed setting?
Yeah.
That's why communism is great. Everybody should do it.
Anyway.
Is that Bob's normal speaking speed, or is he accelerating himself?
I
mean...
When I'm in good health, that's my normal speed.
Anyway.
What do you mean? Like, he forces himself to speak fast, or he's doing that through the
No one
editing?
cares. Let's start. No one cares. Let's just start the video.
Good afternoon. Welcome, folks, to Smudcast number 386, Big Picture Classic, the Gwen Stacy Paradox. In case you don't know what the Big Picture is, it was a series on, was it the Escapist? Or Escapist? The Escapist magazine.
Yeah, the Escapist.
On theescapistmagazine.com, I think, or theescapist.com. I can't remember the DNS. I haven't gone there in a while.
I think it was just theescapist.com.
Yeah.
I remember.
And he had his own
place where you go for zero punctuation.
Yeah, it's the only reason you would go there.
We brawl.
So Bob used to have a job there, and he made a video back in 2013, and for some reason he re-uploaded those videos just last year. So that's what we're watching, and that's weird because who cares? It's Movie Bob from like almost 10 years ago. So why not? Let's do it.
We're going off of the original. We're going off the original upload date, not the re-upload date.
It was one BGG. The year was 1 BGG.
Oh, before Gamergate. Stop trying to make BGG a thing. No. Never repeat that ever again.
Well, this is a re-upload. It's probably from a few more years.
You know, it's possible that Christian is going to be the definitive moment of this year for the internet. So it's going to be during Christian DCC or BCC, ACC.
No, but that's a whole era.
Or CCP.
Chris Chan is not the definitive moment. The definitive moment of the internet is Smud being racist on Twitter. That's the definitive moment.
Honest question. I don't think we've ever done a video connected to Chris Chan.
Isn't Smud always going to be racist?
One PR, pre-racism. That's what we're just... pre-smudism. That's what I'm going to call it. Pre-smudism.
Smudism.
We're in the after smudism time.
Yeah, he has to be racist, or otherwise he'll get melted.
Yeah, it's AS. We're in the ass time. The AS. The after smud.
Ass. Haha. See what you did there.
Okay, well, this is a very short video from 2013. Most of his videos are pretty short, so probably because he speaks so quickly. And
if he spoke normally, it'd be like 6 hours long.
Yeah, he did actually edit the video to update it for whatever occurrences happen in the MCU or versions thereof about Spider-Man. So,
had Amazing Spider-Man 2 come out at this point?
This is the week before.
Just the first one.
Yeah, this is the week before the movie came out. So he's like, oh, some people in the rest of the world already saw it, but I'm in LA and it hasn't been released yet. So that's what he's talking about at the start of the video. And goes on to talk about how Gwen Stacy is designed or exists just to be killed off. And you're like, okay, well, if you think so, I mean.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure.
Have you seen Ultimate? I've seen the Ultimate Universe. She's alive and kicking there.
Yeah, well.
Well, then again, that universe got destroyed in Secret Wars 2015. So I'll keep my mouth shut.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
You think this guy reads?
Oh yeah, he reads.
Yeah, he reads.
Point in saving the world.
Yeah, he
the
doesn't
universe
read
gets
sensible
destroyed
things.
anyway.
Yeah, Movie Bob reads a lot of things, like the McDonald's menu and the Burger King menu and the KFC menu,
pictures,
and the Wendy's menu, and
all you gotta do is point to the picture.
His bookshelf is just filled with like the takeaway leaflets you get through your door. That's his, like,
how to roast a chicken while slamming a 7-Up can into it.
No. Mountain Dew. Let's start.
This video doesn't have any closed captions.
The gamer fuel.
Eric's just like, great, I might have to actually listen to what he's saying.
Well, I did slow down the video by it's at 0.75 speed, so it's a quarter slower than it should be.
Yep.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll help. I don't know.
Fine.
I think he's talking so fast or accelerating himself so that people don't notice what nonsense he's saying.
Oh yeah, once you start slowing them down, the words he's saying, you're like, these aren't sentences. These are just
Well,
words.
he does speak English, right?
It's English words. That doesn't mean it's sentences.
Okay, if
he speaks Californian.
If you have a recipe for soda pop and grilled meat, there's something wrong.
Oh, fuck.
There are problems.
Wait, you have to mix that together, or
I don't know.
You don't know about his famous cooking pictures?
He marinated a chicken in Mountain Dew. Eric, where have you been on the internet? What have you been doing?
Working, living a life, hanging out with friends.
No. You're on the internet now. You don't have friends. You don't have a life. You're with us now.
So, I've never actually marinated a chicken, so I don't know exactly how you would do that, and I don't think you use sugary water.
You can marinate a chicken, but you don't use Mountain. You don't use. Yeah, you just don't do that.
Jesus Christ, dude! I mean, why? Why would someone do this?
Why would an incredibly
He's a very big man. That's why he makes a very big
make
picture.
a fucking disgusting, food? I don't know.
Has anyone boiled soda?
Well, the only logical assumption I can make,
because it gets like sticky.
I can make it. Okay, let's imagine you buy lots and lots of one product. You're like, what do I can't consume all this product. What do I do? Well, you start combining it with other things because it's going to go bad, or you're bored.
It doesn't go bad.
No, but he can consume all of these products.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing.
What he deems a normal meal?
Yeah, we all know about the medium, the normal portions. Yes. The guy makes Jabba the Hutt look like a fucking stick man. For God's sake.
I'm gonna have to try that now. I'm just gonna marinate food in
Capri
Sun.
No.
Kool-Aid.
Did you just say marinate food in Capri Sun? You
Eric, before you kill yourself with that, first you must pass the Movie Bob challenge.
No.
Movie Bob challenge.
Why would you? No.
Yes, eat his normal meal. Eat his normal McDonald's meal.
No. Wisp. No, bad. No. Eric is but a poor young Mexican. He's already got a life hard enough, right? Don't let him go through the Movie Bob. Yeah, Eric's Mexican, aren't you?
As far as I know.
As far as
See, exactly.
I don't know, but
I might be secretly oppressed, but I'm not sure.
Eric, where do you reside?
Are you oppressed?
I think maybe.
Where do you reside? Do you reside within the country of Mexicana? Or Mexico. I was making a joke, but seriously, do you reside within the borders that constitutes the sovereign country of Mexico?
I'm like in the middle.
Of what?
So yes, then.
Within the perimeter of the country, yes, you're in the middle of that.
When I give you a yes/no answer question, it's like, don't just say I'm in the middle. It's like, so yes.
Could you be more geographically accurate? I can't quite answer that question.
Are you surrounded by very fast mice?
What?
No, there's only one fast mouse.
I don't think that's a fair question.
All the others are having CS.
How's that not a fair question?
Well,
how's that not a fair question? So yes, he's in Mexico.
Just because I live in dirt, I mean,
just because you're just a poor coloured person who doesn't know about colonialism in Minecraft, it's understandable. But so listen, so obviously Eric's got it bad. He's Mexican. He can't do all his things. And here's Wisp, the progressive German here, trying to force the bloody Movie Bob challenge onto the poor child.
I take that as an insult.
There's more food in the Movie Bob challenge than the entire of Mexico has ever produced.
Yeah, but it's McDonald's food. It's not nutritious.
Yeah, but like if Eric bought that, the entirety of Mexico would be like bankrupt. What Mexico being bankrupt?
Wouldn't that rather boost? Wouldn't that rather boost the Mexican economy?
Yes.
No, because he'd have to go across the border to the McDonald's because they don't have McDonald's in Mexico.
Yeah, what put them bankrupt is the fucking
Not
wall.
yet.
Not yet. You have McDonald's, and that's about it.
Yeah. Juan McDonald's. I don't know. Or
McDonald's
with a quarter pounder. With a quarter pounder and tackle.
McHuan's
we can't
quarter
afford
taco.
a quarter.
Oh. Anyway, movie Bob video. Let's talk about Mexico. It's a silly place.
Can we start, please?
I don't know how. Yeah, the conversation just derailed real fast.
Yeah, I just want to. I mean, if this guy is as bad as you guys say he is, I just want to just start riffing on him already.
Have you never seen a picture of him?
Not even a picture.
Yeah, he's like this bald guy.
Right. Stream memes. Someone just posted a picture of the fat bastard known as Movie Bob, and just we'll look at it later. We can stand in awe together. But anyway, I think we should start the video.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh no!
Why is this here? For what?
No, in fact, the feelings of the author have been.
Bob Chipman. That's his last name, Chipman?
Chipman.
Yes.
Ooh, this music.
Jazz. Ooh.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not out in the United States until this weekend, and while some
Wait,
US
this is
critics have
slowed?
seen it, I
Yeah.
do not live in the greater Los Angeles area, and thus I have not. So you'll have to wait a little while for my review. Granted, I thought the first one was awful, and a lot of critics that I trust are telling me that this one is just as bad, if not worse, but we'll see.
Ah, Jesus Christ, that's a loud ding.
I did
It was
increase.
so bad. It was so bad it killed its own franchise and made Sony go begging to Marvel to fix it. Yes, all true.
Can you slow it to half?
Sure.
He's still
Wait, this
speaking
is
fast?
slowed down?
We've slowed it. We've slowed him down.
All right.
And this is 3/4 speed. What the
This
fuck?
is now at half.
Holy shit.
No, we're now at half. Yeah.
Now it
And
has.
I'm
Let's see.
trying not to read serious spoilers, which is tough because the movie has been out elsewhere in the world for like a week or so now.
So,
Not that I'm
sounds
going to lose
wasteful.
my mind about a spoiler, I'd just rather not. What?
Now he talks
You
like
guys-
Renegade Cup.
You guys realize that now going at half speed makes this a 14-minute video.
So his
Yeah.
normal speed, his normal speed
slow
would
down.
probably be at 0.6, I guess.
I think, yeah.
Oh, we
could
can't get to
I
point. We
know.
can't get to 0.6.
I
wish
know,
we
I
could,
know, I
but-
know.
Oh dear.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
this is
Is
great.
Is there a
Why don't
middle
we-
between 0.6?
Why don't we just knock it down to like 0.25 and just
Oh, no.
enjoy it incredibly slow?
No.
Hi guys,
That-
I'm going to
that-
talk
that's
about
Neil Steve.
communism.
I think we're fine. Let's go.
I think this is good.
What makes me worried is that I've got a pretty good feeling that the biggest thing that could possibly be spoiled, and if we're being honest, I feel about 99% certain it has been spoiled for me via Twitter by now, but I'm still waiting
Yeah,
to
cool.
confirm with the actual movie, is something I've just been assuming was going to happen all along. A sense that's only gotten stronger.
Okay, I know he's talking about Gwen Stacy's death. It's very predictable. Like, if you know your shit, like,
Yeah.
we all saw it coming. It was not a surprise.
Yes, we did.
So I don't know
Oh,
why
that's
you
the
guys...
one. That was the
I
movie
don't-
with
I don't
Electro.
know. I mean, it could be, but I just
And it's
don't
like-
know.
It's spoilers. It's as simple as Spider-Man, Green Goblin, and Gwen Stacy, and in a high place. I wonder what will happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that was ridiculous how they got Green Goblin.
It's not only we not only expected it; it was goddamn telegraphed. Especially if you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Force.
the Amazing Spider-Man 2 wanted to just shove as many villains in as possible, and it was just like, wow, okay.
Well, it was more so. Not only that, it then also didn't help that it was advertised the completely wrong way. Because the only real villain here is Electro, and the writers were pissed when the advertisers described it as 3 villains.
Why did they even shove in the Green Goblin?
To kill Gwen Stacy.
Dumb producer
Why?
decisions.
They could have did it save it for the third movie.
No, we got to do it now.
All right,
Okay.
My bet is on dumb producer decisions.
let's go.
After viewing the film's 753.6 thousand different trailers, jeez, it's like the continued financial viability of an entire movie studio is riding on this thing. And seeing stuff like this.
You wanted to be the hero. Now you gotta pay the price.
Every decision you make.
Yeah, this advertisement is completely dead wrong.
Yeah. So, Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy is probably gonna die, right? That's what I'm getting from those ads. If you've seen the movie already and thus know for sure one way or the other, please be considerate about spoilers in the comments for the benefit
How about
of
you just
others.
don't go on
But
the internet?
that's what I'm guessing will be the big denouement of the movie.
Oh, the
Gwen
Rhino,
will
yeah.
die.
So the denouement is
For the
right,
5 people. Yeah.
if you guys know, the denouement is right at the end, and just because Gwen Stacy's going to die doesn't mean it's going to happen at the end. You could have that in the middle or at the beginning.
Well, it kind of did. It kind of happened at the end. Well, what really happened? What really happened in the end is the tacked on scene with the Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the Rhino.
That will never be resolved. Hooray!
The Rhino's
I wish
only
he
there
killed that
because of the
kid.
sinister.
That would have been
The
funny.
Rhino's. Yeah, fuck you. The Rhino is only there because of their big master plan to adapt the Sinister Six, and it all had to do with the guy in the trench coat, the master planner, who showed up at every other second there wasn't an actual movie going on.
Oh, did we ever confirm who that guy was, or?
Some people say it's the Tinkerer, which I doubt.
Oh, was it the thing?
It's called the guy who will not be appearing in any more movies because the franchise failed.
Some theories was that it was the Tinkerer, even though in other mainstream versions it's Otto Octavius. But so I honestly don't know how they would have either the Tinkerer or a new person. It would have been one of those two.
Don't worry. They'll still
Tinkerer.
fix it, okay? It will happen with Spider-Man No Way Home.
The Spider-Man Sonyverse is effectively dead.
No, they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back for the MCU. No Way Home.
Yeah,
you'll see.
No,
you'll fix it.
Like, no, you know what? It could probably be the Sinister Six movie Sony wanted to make but couldn't. Because hey, we got Goblin, we have Octavius, we have the Lizard, who was just recently confirmed, supposedly. We have Sandman and
the Lizard.
And Mysterio, who's still out there. So,
but they also people are also saying that Venom's in there as well at some point.
Mysterio died.
That's a fanfare, Ray, from a still shot. So
remember Master of Illusions.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't Venom doing his own thing?
Yeah, but again, this is about the multiverse, so
he's getting down with Eminem, right?
What?
What?
Even I don't get it. It's like, what?
Did you just try and make a joke there, Eric?
No.
Good, because that you're not allowed to do that on these things.
I understand.
Out of all, to make a point of that really quick, it's like at least 4 of the 5 villains we have right now, fully confirmed thanks to the trailer, have at some point been part of the Sinister Six. So if that does end up being a Sinister Six plot, I'll be happy, especially if they can do it right.
Well, they're not going to, so don't worry.
I mean, it's the MCU. It's anything's possible.
It's the MCU Phase 4, so no, nothing's possible.
So no, I mean good and bad.
There's been good and bad. There's just been a lot more bad than there's been just as much bad as good.
Okay. Phase 4. Name all the good.
Go ahead, Eric.
No, Gingerman, you just said there's been good and bad in Phase 4. I want to know what your good is.
Guardians 3?
That's not even out. What the fuck?
I'm just assuming.
Didn't the Eternals come out yet?
No, that hasn't come out yet. That one's gonna suck ass. That one's gonna suck dick.
Wait, what's not come out yet?
Eternals.
Oh yeah, that's not come out yet. No, that's gonna suck dick. So I'm still waiting.
It's gonna be woke as fuck. That's all I can say.
So Gingerman, I'm still waiting. You said Phase 4 has been good and bad. I'm still waiting for the good.
We haven't gotten the good yet. That's the thing.
Yeah, Guardians will come out.
Oh, we haven't got the good. Let's just wait until the good happens. Okay.
I mean, hey, No Way Home is taking a step in the right direction, so let's give it a chance.
Taking a step in the right. There's been one trailer. What the fuck are you on about?
I mean, and the plot doesn't even make sense.
What the fuck are you on about?
How's it going to make sense? How's it going to make sense? It's the multiverse of madness.
Because he's like, Doctor Strange, I need you to erase everyone's memories of my identity. And even though there's evidence on the computers everywhere, on the digital network.
That is included. That is included, actually. There's precedent behind that.
Okay, Doctor Strange is able to erase data from like the network.
I mean, well, to be fair, he is that damn strong with the mystic arts. So
yeah, and also he's a white guy, so obviously he's got a lot of
he's a colonizer.
What? Oh, sorry. Anyway, Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, sorry, we got off.
Yeah, to go back to the video, it's like we now know ASM2 sucked donkey dick, and completely botched everything it tried to do, and everything else that was announced before the movie even came out. So I don't know what the hell the point movie Bob's going to make about this. The movie failed at the end of the day.
Yeah. I wonder what he means by the paradox.
Yeah, that's what I want to find out.
Yeah, I just noticed that his sentences really seem to lack structure and punctuation, and maybe he's trying to do what Yahtzee pretends to do, because Yahtzee is using punctuation. It was just in his first videos that he was really stumbling over his sentences. He's just talking fast and doesn't take a breath. But Movie Bob, he's really just stumbling forward, and you don't know where one sentence ends and the next begins.
Yeah, and it's especially noticeable at half speed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Giving Spider-Man a revenge motivation to carry into Amazing Spider-Man 3, where he will presumably be angry and bitter enough to slip on that uber merchandisable black costume, thus setting the stage for Sony's already announced Venom movie, and likely being just enough of a threat for the Green Goblin to start putting together a team of henchmen to set the stage for the also already announced Sinister Six movie. If so, I imagine a lot of people will be legitimately shocked, even if they know that being Spider-Man's girlfriend who gets murdered is the only thing Gwen Stacy is famous for, since killing the main love interest doesn't usually happen in superhero movies. In fact, I'd wager that it'll seem exciting and unexpected to enough people so as to elevate the quality of the movie in their eyes, whatever that actually turns out to be. After all, I've often agreed that I prefer a flawed movie that takes chances to an overall better executed film that plays it safe.
What?
Does that even make sense?
It does, and he's wrong.
I'd rather have a flawed movie that takes chances over a better executed film that plays it safe.
I don't see.
I know.
Jedi,
well, you can do both. There's nothing wrong with stopping from doing both.
Yeah, but
and
Yeah,
I can't see his point.
he'd rather have a flawed movie. If it's a flawed movie, there's obviously other problems.
yeah, it's like saying
in it.
I'd rather
The-
have
the-
dog
the-
shit than like a
No.
perfectly
I
balanced
wouldn't go
meal.
to that
No.
extreme.
No.
I wouldn't go to that extreme. What I would interpret into his words here, the good faith interpretation, is that
All right.
a retort movie that does everything by the book is boring, even though it's well executed. So it's not a super art piece where it's so perfect you want to rewatch it all the time. But it's something that tries something new while stumbling around a little bit here and there. And TRJ is not that. TRJ is just a complete dumpster fire. And Force Awakens is the worst of both worlds. It tries to go by the books, but is massively flawed at the same time.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the fact that he would rather, like, you can already start to see the fact that how can I put it in the right words that doesn't make me just sound like a raging lunatic. The way he said it
Yeah, like I don't know if you could have
considering that. I don't know how to put this into words. The way he said it just seemed off, and like obviously with Whisper's charitable interpretation, I don't think that's what he means. It just sounded like.
Sounds like he's lying.
Yeah, it just sounded like he.
You think he just wants avant-garde crap compared to predictable movies?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be the negative interpretation.
Yeah,
I think that's what that is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I mean, given from what he likes and the excuses that he makes for what he likes,
it's one of those things where I'm looking at this from 8 years later, and the way he's progressed, him saying stuff like that, it's a bit like, if you have hindsight, it's like, that's something that's a bit iffy. It's like that sort of like the pieces were there to see why he sort of acts the way he acts now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why when he said I'd rather have I'd rather have a flawed movie that tries something new over a well done movie that is predictable. I mean, there's a lot of like a lot of famous movies are predictable but are still good and people can watch them over and over again.
Yeah.
But the reason why other things become predictable later on is because there's always a start point. Once you've done something, anything after it becomes predictable.
Oh,
it's already done.
Yeah, especially like with superhero movies, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's a genre that is predictable by nature.
Yeah, but
unless you do any of the subversions like the good subversions like Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you can also say that to other genres as well, but that's predictable. Like, that's why we have things called tropes.
Like mystery or horror.
And on that note, you can say that Watchmen, as a subversion of the superhero tropes, sparked itself something that is now predictable.
Yeah,
because everyone who does a Superman character that is not Superman is quite often evil. Because just an abuse of power. Let's see. Superman is a Superman because he has to be the one who doesn't give in to corruption.
Yeah.
And every subversion of Superman is, what if he does? Because he's just a flawed being like every other thing in the universe. And on that note, a positive example of a flawed thing that tries new things. I can only immediately think of a TV series, and that would be Farscape. So they experimented a damn lot. The series has many writing flaws, especially in the first season. And where they were also trying to figure out what they're actually doing. But it's one of the most amazing science fiction shows that have ever been made in my eyes, with some of the most amazing characters in science fiction. And that would be a positive example. The best interpretation I could give Movie Bob here, without any of the later shit he said, would be that he, after you consume so much media, you see the patterns and you can predict everything. You get bored. So, and professional movie critics, it's probably why Roger Ebert got very, you could say, jaded over time. It gets difficult to tickle your taste buds. You need something new. You need a new sensation, and that would be the best thing. That best interpretation you could give here is that I want a new taste. I don't care whether it's overcooked, but it has a new herb in it.
If anyone knows about taste, it's Movie Bob. So
yeah, that is true. But
I mean, overcooked is overcooked.
Spices to burn. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe it's burnt a little somewhere, but hey, there's a new spice in this that I don't know yet, and that's why I like it anyway. Because something I can taste something new. It's not all the stuff I already know. It's something completely new, and therefore I can forgive that the one thing in the pot is that the potatoes are a little burnt. That's not the same as, oh God, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Because that's also a new sensation, but it's not a very nice one.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think we can carry on with the video.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Except I'm not 100% sure that killing off Gwen Stacy really qualifies as that in and of itself. Oh, if they do it and they just nail it and it plays out as a really awesome, effective, powerful, resonant moment in and of itself, then
Which it's not.
That's one thing. But just on its own, conceptually, I can't imagine it registering as much of a visceral shock as, say, killing Rachel Dawes in The Dark Knight. Mostly because...
that barely had an impact.
Yeah. I didn't care about that either.
Since Gwen Stacy's death is similarly a key moment in Spider-Man's history, in Spider-Man's life, as is Uncle Ben's line. Uncle Ben's death and his famous line to Peter. So
don't mix
we
the
know
rice
if you have Gwen Stacy's death is not as well known as Uncle Ben's line that I would give, but since it is similarly a big and consistent thing in Spider-Man's history, I would say more than enough people know about it in advance that if you do it in a movie, you have to do it really, really, really well. Otherwise, you waste that. And that's something I think that Movie Bob said, and in that sense, I could agree.
Also, I have a thing where I knew that Rachel was going to die in The Dark Knight since they changed the actress. It just felt like something was going to happen.
I mean, I don't know.
There was that vibe.
Well, they wanted to get the old actress back, but I don't know, she did something else, right? So then they got
she just with filming the ankle bracelet that Tom Cruise put on Katie Holmes, just wanted to allow her out of the house. So
yeah, and in the Spider-Man movie, the whole scene of Gwen falling was so stretched out that even if you don't know this key moment in Spider-Man, it's the movie is telegraphing to you that this is not gonna go well, because otherwise it wouldn't be that stretched out.
Yeah, even when he shot out his web, it like formed into almost like a baby hand.
Yeah.
God,
that was so stupid.
It is stupid.
It's cringe
I
with a capital.
Yeah.
Cringe.
I guess if you're really emotional, you can sort of feel the emotion, like when Peter starts crying.
If you're really emotional, if you're a woman on her period, you can feel the emotion.
I'm just saying, like I didn't cry, so I don't know.
I wouldn't have conveyed this
Mexicans
through.
don't cry, so it's fine.
I wouldn't have conveyed this through this endless slow motion scene that takes forever.
Yeah.
I would have set it up differently.
I just fucking flattened her in 5 seconds. Straight done. That has shocked people.
Well, and then Green Goblin just comes out of nowhere. It's like, Peter Parker.
Because Sony just couldn't. Sony just couldn't stand the thought of not having the Green Goblin there somewhere, even though in the actual comics he's barely there in the first place after he dies.
I mean, does the Green Goblin have that much of a fan value for that he needs to be in every story?
I just love the fact that Gingerman's thing was like, yeah, the Green Goblin's barely in these stories after he's dead. Well, yeah.
Well, in the stories he's actually relevant in, like the initial stories, yeah, he gets a lot of the spotlight. But when he dies, he's just they move on to another villain because they're not gonna stay hung up on him for the entire existence of the character.
Well, doesn't Harry start to take over?
Yeah, but I mean Norman specifically.
Just Norman, okay.
Yeah, because Harry at least did give him some unique things as the Goblin. But that's neither here nor there.
Great, Scott. Unpopular opinion, but I actually liked Garfield's Spider-Man over Tom Holland, mainly because they made Aunt May a MILF and leaned way too heavy on making him Iron Man Jr. Still interested in the new one.
Iron Boy.
Though because of Doc Ock from 2004. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, the major problem is it's like if you're looking forward to the villains of this multiverse thing, I feel you're going to be very disappointed. I do feel that
MCU.
Yeah, I do feel that.
What's funny? Didn't they CGI Doc Ock to make him look younger?
Well, they have. Well, I didn't notice any difference in how he looks in real life versus the trailer.
My question is obviously in the multiverse.
Like a video game character.
Yeah, but the thing is, my question about the multiverse is the fact that most of these villains from like the Raimi era are dead. So what's happening with this multiverse thing?
Well, just Goblin and Octavius are dead.
They make us money. That's why we brought them back.
If they're bringing back at all, it's going to be the Sony Venom, the new one, because Lord knows they're not going to bring back Topher Grace.
They still have the Kingpin, don't they?
What? No.
No.
What? Yeah. Was he even in the Raimi one?
No.
Who?
No. That
I don't remember. So I haven't seen all the Spider-Man movies, but I don't think they ever used Kingpin.
Maybe they'll use the Kingpin from the Daredevil Netflix show, I guess.
No, they use Kingpin for the video game.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, to be fair, the one in the PS4 game was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
For all 5 minutes that he's in there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what always confuses me about it. Is it's like so. This is why I'm a bit like don't expect much because I don't know.
I mean, eventually, well, in the MCU specifically, the villains eventually got a little better, but that took a while.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is people who are looking forward to seeing the villains from the old movies showing up again. I just feel like just hold your excitement a little bit.
I don't think it's just the villains too. Is they're also looking for they have to be bringing back the older Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, I think Toby was confirmed at some point.
I just want the Spider-Man from the '70s show. Just to show up.
No, that Venom ain't coming back. Bitch, he died.
The Chinas.
Any of them from the '70s.
The anime Spider-Man, yeah.
Oh my god, I mean, well, Japanese. That would be cool. In all honesty, well, Japanese Spider-Man's coming back in Spider-Verse anyway, so whatever.
Cool.
He's confirmed. He was in like that teaser that shows off all the Spider people logos in like milliseconds from each other. Japanese Spider-Man is in there, so yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
That was like the first teaser from like early this year or like the end of last year.
but how would a radioactive
let's move on.
spider like affect a Japanese person? Aren't they all like radioactive by now?
Oh, it's not. It's actually not a radioactive spider. It's an alien spider.
Hiroshima. Okay.
Yeah, but the theme music for the animated thing talks about radioactive.
We're talking. Well, animated and Japanese are two separate characters. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, but the theme music says radioactive Spider-Man, and I'm sorry, but you know,
There's different characters. They're 20 years
Theme
apart.
the theme music.
Back to
Yes.
movie, Bob.
Moving on.
Anyway, here's a great. I already said that. Sorry. Here's EC Cons. I need them to bring back Reeve Carney, Broadway Spider-Man. Broadway?
Broadway musical. No.
I almost
Yeah, why
died.
not? Why not?
When was that?
You're gonna have him in
Yeah,
just
what's that?
one scene, and you're gonna have him in just one scene, and he's gonna swing and he's gonna face plant so hard that it kills him.
Yeah, he breaks his leg again.
Yeah.
His leg.
Hey, and if I give credit to Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for anything, is that they literally used Deadpool to reference that.
Yes, that was funny.
I didn't know there was a Broadway Spider-Man. That's amazing.
You didn't know?
Oh,
There's a
There's a Broadway
thing for
everything.
all. Yeah, there
It was
was
a
a Broadway
disaster.
Batman.
They even had
Broadway's like
Broadway.
Broadway's like manga. There's Broadway about probably plumbing.
I thought you could say Broadway's like Minecraft for
Oh,
some reason. That's
Mario
what, is
plumbing.
it? Oh.
Anyway,
But the story there is the quick story there is that I think at one showing, the last showing of the Spider-Man Broadway shows, like it was so bad. It's like Reeve Carney like suffered a major injury, and to the point it was so well known that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 referenced it with Deadpool.
Cool.
I'll hit you like a Broadway musical.
all right. That's cool.
Yes.
Because, well, why the hell else would you put Gwen Stacy in a movie? Death is, at this point, the entire morbid purpose of her existence. A one-time use stakes-raising human drama generator for each new iteration of Spider-Man. In case of sequel, break Gwen.
It's just like Killer Uncle Ben.
Look, Gwen Stacy is at this point kind of a problem that haunts the entire Spider-Man franchise.
How?
Nah, I would disagree.
God, dude.
If anything, the problem is that Spider-Man is rebooted every other year.
Well,
So you tell the same story over and over and over again with a little bit of a different style.
Yeah. Well, I should remind
That gets
everyone
lame.
the reason why we got the Andrew Garfield films in the first place was so that Sony literally had no fucking idea how to continue after Spider-Man 3, but in 5 years the contract was going to run out, so they rebooted it in the hopes that it would do any kind of better than Spider-Man 3, and they didn't. It was all to just keep the rights.
Well, because they were just they were just remaking the first movie. Like he gets the powers, then he learns how to use the powers, right? So
Yeah, they literally did a lot of the same story beats because it's still Spider-Man's. They have to explain his shit. But and
when
also
they could have just had him already established.
yes, and also with the death of Gwen Stacy specifically, they did something much closer to the original version at the end of the first movie. They did the scene almost the same, except with Mary Jane, but Mary Jane doesn't die. Aside from that, it's almost one for one.
Oh, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, that universe is dead. Has been dead for more than a decade. So,
Hmm.
and it's only Toby that's coming back. So,
Are any of you guys angered by the loud dinging noises?
No.
No.
no,
No.
probably just you.
That's probably because, like in Mexico, a
being
loud
triggered.
ding and noise usually means there's tacos, and since you're not receiving tacos, you're just getting angrier and angrier.
That's
Okay.
true, but I'm not going to confirm it.
For once, I'm not
Also,
annoyed by the noise.
True. That's true, but I'm not going to confirm it. Okay, well done.
Also, to go back to the video, the unfortunate fact that Spider-Gwen was a thing 5 months after the video came out, just like immediately dates it.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen.
Also, Spider-Gwen isn't that amazing.
Hell no.
Do you say that because you're a sexist?
Yes.
Ah, well done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going. Let's see what he's going to say about the actual character.
Nothing at all.
Not because she died, but because she is paradoxically a character who was deeply and long-term ingrained in the history and development of the Spider-Man mythos, and yet the only interesting thing she did while she was there was die.
How's
At
that
the
a
hands
paradox?
Of the Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man issue 121, June of 1973. Here's the thing. For the most part, in the Gold and Silver Age of comics, unless they were also heroes themselves, superhero wives and girlfriends were almost never interesting or important. The books were being written for a target audience of mostly young boys, who it was assumed had zero interest in romance, but the adult male heroes sort of had to have female companions or else people would talk. So most...
Right, that's the reason.
Not really, no.
Wait,
Hold
on.
What the flying fuck does the ambiguously gay duo have anything to do with this?
What accusation is he trying to make? Do kids are not interested in romance, but they would talk about it?
Young boys are still interested in looking at pretty girls.
But if they don't get into a heterosexual relationship, they're going to think they're gay. It's like, why?
How?
Because now, 8 years after this video, we have tons of SJWs who think that if character doesn't have heterosexual relationship, must be gay.
We have tons of SJWs who think that even if you have a heterosexual relationship, they must be gay. Everything's gay.
Here's your proof shot from the past.
Yeah.
That the SJWs think the same way as the evil conservatives.
Also, is it just me, or is Movie Bob really, really fucking boring when you slow him down?
You notice that he's not saying much.
Yeah,
he just sounds like a loser. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
he sounds like Renegade Cut.
It's just so boring. I'm honestly falling asleep. I might actually just record some Movie Bob, play it really slowly. It'll proper send me to sleep. Honestly, he's saying nothing at all.
Kids are not interested in romance. I mean, they're kids.
He speaks
are they
words.
supposed to understand it?
He's speaking words, but he's not talking.
All right, here
he's
is
not saying much.
Joe Crazy. I mean, there was the comic where MJ gets cancer from Peter's radioactive spider nut.
Yeah, Spider-Man Rain.
Oh man, you guys are gonna let that go.
I will never let that go because it is stupid as fuck.
Yeah, but the thing is, Eric,
just move on with your life.
No, please.
It's a thing that happened. It was
because if I remember correctly, only a few short years after Spider-Man Rain came out, and supposedly established that all of Spider-Man's fluids are radioactive, literally a few years after, they actually had a kid in the main universe, Mayday Parker. So yeah, up yours. Up yours, Spider-Man Rain. Stupid idea.
All right, here's Zernax. If I'm not mistaken, Gwen Stacy's passing forced Peter to change his webbing formula in the comics. The tensile strength caused her neck to snap.
Yes, that is the reason why.
Interesting.
because the webbing was just too strong at that point, and that's when he reeled in.
It wasn't flexible enough.
I thought she was falling down too fast.
Well, that too.
Like,
well, that was part of it. Yeah.
Like it was whiplash.
Yeah, because if it's more elastic, then it slowly takes out the force and works more like a bungee rope.
That is a very specific aspect. Like, you'd have to talk to a physicist and say how much force would be appropriate, like, say with a rope, that when you're falling from a large height, the rope would get taut, and then you would just go, okay, I could just hold on without hurting myself after gravity takes you. So that's a very specific thing.
Yeah, it was all a matter of the physics of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Yeah.
If they could figure that out, that's kind of cool. But
that's a nice detail. Smart. I'm sure there's a formula for that already.
All
I mean,
right.
there's a formula for calculating how much pocket lint will end up in your navel, depending on how much belly hairs you have.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. Someone wondered where all the lint in your belly button comes from, and then figured out it's because we wear fabric and aren't naked, and the belly hair is guiding the little fabric parts that get loose from the fabric in towards your belly button. And apparently there's a formula of how you can calculate how long it takes to get whatever mass there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that's something less useless, like knowing what kind of rope do you need to not kill people. See, bungee rope. You need.
Is that why women don't get pocket lint?
Never look into a woman's purse. It basically consists 50% of lint.
You know something? Learning there's that formula. It makes me finally realise there's some really fucking boring people in the world who really do need to get laid.
Boring and too much time on their hands.
Yeah, I'm just like, man.
Dude, getting laid is overrated.
A woman's purse is basically a bag of holding that is 50% dirt.
A woman's bag is just like you know.
Wait, hold on. What's the trope called? The magic satchel.
It's a bag of holding.
Bag of holding or magical negro.
I lost my bag one time and I found it in another bag.
Dude, never put a bag of holding into another bag of holding. Creates a black hole.
All right. Here's Great Scott again. Thank you. On a similar note to Gwen's death, there's this old MTV Spider-Man miniseries with kind of bad CGI that actually killed MJ and even handled it better. Peter actually gave up on being Spider-Man after Craven killed her and their budget ran out. And MTV?
First of all, kind of bad. It was awful. Second of all,
3D animation?
Second of all, yes, it was a 3D animated, but it ended on a cliffhanger.
Okay. I think I know which one it is.
It's happened twice now. First it was that series, then it was Spectacular Spider-Man. They both ended with a cliffhanger. It's like, what the fuck?
Spectacular was such a shame.
I've never heard of that.
Spectacular is the bigger loss.
All right, here's EC Cons again. Comic book writers did have to testify to Congress to prove that Batman and Robin weren't gay. It was a real thing.
I remember this.
Back during Frederick Wortham's seduction of the innocent, that was a stupid situation when that happened. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Weren't they basing it off the fact that they slept on the same bed or something?
Yeah, that one panel in a whole bunch of comics that were already out at that point. One panel is what Frederick Wortham based that whole assumption on.
Well, why would you even draw that? I don't care.
But hey, now it's 2021. Now it's 2021, and we know.
Can only afford one bed.
even back then, it was made very crystal clear, fucking obvious that Dick Grayson was Batman's adopted son. How the hell are you going to make a parallel?
Yeah,
Have you
where's Dick
got
supposed to
music
sleep? Is
playing?
he supposed to sleep on the floor?
Where's it?
Well, mind you, it was also the Silver Age.
I know,
Well, the
but
gold,
Gideon,
well,
have you got
Age, so.
have you got music in the background that where you are?
What's going on? Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah,
I have to
I've
shatter
been
your.
hearing background music.
That should be it shouldn't go in now.
I hate
Well,
to shatter
it's
your
a
dreams,
game,
but we've had a pretty long-standing, decades-long scandal of a pedo pipe for a kids pipe for pedophiles in Berlin, especially from orphanages that were deliberately giving children to pedophiles.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So it's not that far-fetched. However, since we are now in 2021, we now have a comic that proves, in quotation marks, that Robin is gay. Haha.
Or bisexual, like we covered in that last video.
In the comic, he's not bisexual. He's just gay, and he's drawn gay, and it's just a comic for Fujoshi girls. Fuck that. It's just crap.
Oh God.
Wapa.
Anyway, Gwen Stacy.
One more. We'll get on with the video. Here's Great Scott. Thank you for the 3. On a similar note to the subject of Gwen's death, there's an obscure MTV animated series. Did I say that?
You read that one.
Didn't you say that? Is that the same?
Just read that.
No. This is
It's a different one, but the same one.
It's the same
right?
topic, but a different super chat. Yeah. Obscure MTV animated miniseries with pretty bad CGI. They actually had Kraven kill MJ. That's how you properly set up a loss, in my humble opinion. So Peter going to the breaking point where he had to give up.
Yeah, that. In all honesty, yeah, that is true. That even as a series as shit as that was able to set up that moment pretty damn well.
I have not seen it. When did this come out?
Also, Spider-Man 2, right?
After
Didn't it come out in 2000,
movie.
right?
After the first Raimi movie, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 2003, right?
And also, that series is the one. I think the one time it's a Stan Lee cameo without it being abundantly obvious that it's Stan Lee. He's an actual character in universe.
Stan Lee. Wow.
Stan Lee's playing like an actual separate character in universe for the scene where he confronts Peter about quitting being Spider-Man.
Wow, nice.
And it's a good scene. It is a very good scene, and Stan the Man acts it out pretty damn well.
Nice.
All right. Anyway.
Love interests were basically one-note characters occupying the background, or if they were lucky, got featured roles as damsels in distress. And Gwen Stacy was no exception. There's a temptation to go back and imagine that her death makes the rest of her time in the Spider-Man books more significant, but since they didn't plan for her to end up that way at the beginning, it doesn't really work. There's no dramatic foreshadowing. She's not a bad character, there's just not much to her. She's pretty, she's nice, she puts up with Peter's BS, she's a reason for Spidey to just not quit on life altogether, and that's pretty much it. Just like there wasn't much to the previous Spider-Man girlfriends like Betty Brant or Liz Allen. Actually,
well, those two were
Liz
one-offs.
Allen was slightly more interesting because of the complications arising from her stepbrother being the Molten Man. Call it the Gwen Stacy paradox. A character you become interested in because of one specific plot development, but who is problematically still not actually interesting in retrospect. See also, it turns out Jar Jar Binks cast the
what is the paradox
to turn the Republic into the Empire. Does that make him more interesting in the Phantom Menace?
Yes.
No, it does not. So while
In his case,
Gwen's
yes.
famous death couldn't make her interesting, it did make her significant. In many ways, ASM 121 and 122 were basically a major in-continuity reboot of Spider-Man's entire status quo. Love interest dead. Long-term arch nemesis also dead. Relationship to Harry Osborn irrevocably changed. Remember, from the 60s until about the early 80s, Marvel Universe actually did sort of move forward in time. Between the respective deaths of Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker had gone through high school and was well into his college years. And in many ways, the changes brought around by issue 121 helped sever this new adult Spider-Man from the kid Spider-Man he'd started out as. Hell, it's...
And what's wrong with that? I honestly
What's
don't
wrong
see...
with all of this? Yeah.
I still don't see how there's a paradox.
Yeah,
The paradox is supposedly that the paradox is that the death of Gwen Stacy is all people know her for, when that's very clearly not true.
That's not a paradox.
Yeah.
That's not a...
That's not a paradox. That's an unfortunate circumstance.
Well, then he'd be talking about the idea of the pattern of the damsel in distress or the sacrificial lamb or all these other scenarios where death is involved of a loved one or a cared about person. So what does this thing add to the Spider-Man lore that makes it a paradox, I wonder?
I don't know. All I know is the explosions on that cover look like little British flags, so I'm getting very patriotic.
Oh my god. You're right.
I'm like, go on, Green. Go on, Goblin. You beat him.
All right.
Oh, okay. A second origin story. Remember, Spider-Man's heroic motivation had always been guilt, which is another thing that first reboot got wrong. Not revenge, not self-discovery, not a vision quest, guilt. But now, instead of a child's guilt over failing to save a father figure, he has a grown-up's guilt over failing to save the woman he loves. And they ran with it. The Spider-Man of the 70s and 80s was a markedly different character than the guy we first met in 1962, with the ghost of Gwen Stacy hovering over those...
No, what is the problem with figuring out your responsibility and improving yourself because you realize you fucked something up and you don't want to repeat that same mistake? Oh wait, Movie Bob's the narcissist, so he doesn't understand that.
There's also just something really funny about what you just said, Wisp, and I was like, well, we both know someone who's like that.
He probably doesn't even like Iron Man either. That guy's all about guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't honestly. It might be mainly just the fact that I'm like half asleep and I'm not paying attention to anything that he's saying, but I don't understand what he's saying. He just seems he doesn't know what paradox is, and he doesn't seem to understand. Like, I don't know. He seems to be complaining about something that seemed like good character development, and I'm just like, okay.
He had said earlier that the first Amazing Spider-Man, they got it wrong because Spider-Man's main motivation is guilt. I'm trying to remember because wasn't it he was pursuing the killer, right?
Can't remember. I watched Amazing Spider-Man once.
Anyway,
I watched Amazing Spider-Man 2 once as well. I was like, okay, I never have to see these movies ever again.
Here's Great Scott. Ignore that last one. Thought it didn't go through, but I'm off now. You guys enjoy Movie Bob as he slowly accentuates his words like he's still learning English on the first grade.
Oof.
Did he repeat himself? I felt like he was starting to say the same thing over again.
I just think he sent 2 super chats for
No, I mean movie Bob. Like,
movie Bob's repeating himself. Yeah, he does that. He's got 7 minutes to fill in, so
I don't know. I was like, wow, deja vu. Like,
Gesundheit. But yeah, this just sounds like Bob's just took an utter shit. So I'm just here for the ride.
This is great.
So.
This is really cool from Tyler Preston. Thanks for the donation. Fun fact about MTV Spider-Man: Peter Parker was voiced by Neil Patrick Harris, and that Rob Zombie was voiced by Dr. Kurt Connor, aka the Lizard. Also, the Spider-Man manga from the 70s was also very dark. There was a 70s manga?
There was a manga verse, yes.
Wow, of Spider-Man.
And to continue the point that Spider-Man, the CG one, was voiced by Neil Patrick Harris, that same actor came back in Shattered Dimensions to reprise Amazing Spider-Man.
Wait a second. I think I actually remember that. I remember seeing like a weird advertisement for like 5 or 10 seconds on Saturday morning, because you would watch, like, the 90s where you would watch Spider-Man. It wasn't there, but it must have been like...
For the CG one?
Yeah, I don't remember in the 90s. Maybe later it might have been on. I can't recall when.
The CG series was 2003, right after the first Raimi movie. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like they were going directly off of the aesthetic of the Raimi movie, but not sharing any continuity whatsoever.
Because I'm trying to think of like Beast Wars and other shows at the time that were 3D that were popular. I'm like, maybe they were using that same idea to do Spider-Man.
In a way,
yeah, it seemed like it.
And I do like the fact that no one in that show, in the CG Spider-Man show, has any long flowing hair because of the technology they had.
Right. You couldn't do that at that time.
No, they
couldn't.
Well,
you know, short back and sides are always better than long girly hippie locks. That's what I always say.
Anyway, let's go.
Okay.
Proceedings just as Uncle Ben's had back at the beginning. And keep in mind, this happened in 1973, so if you're a Spider-Man fan under the age of 40, basically, Gwen Stacy has been dead for as long as you've been reading Spider-Man comics. So as far as you were concerned, she might have been no different from Uncle Ben or Thomas and Martha Wayne or other origin story dead loved ones. Broadly drawn paragons of righteousness for the hero to live up to. And except with Gwen, you pretty quickly found out that she did have an actual history of her own, and you want to revisit it and make her retroactively as meaningful in life as she was in death. Sometimes that works, sometimes it does not. The first Amazing Spider-Man movie tried to solve that problem by making her a scientist and having her do a lot of the super mad science stuff Spider-Man would usually do.
She was always like that.
More interesting.
She was always as smart as Peter. That's part of the reason why they hooked up in the first goddamn place, because they were both smart. Among other things.
That never changed. Well, in the
Raimi
verse, they made her dumb.
Yes, that's part of the reason why Spider-Man 3 sucks. It's like, that's one of the few things I'll credit the ASM movies over Spider-Man 3 specifically. They did the character of Gwen Stacy justice for what little they did with her.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to admit this, but I would bang Emma Stone.
Thank you, Hawk.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I don't know.
You know, Hockey, right? I think that's your general subconscious thoughts of every woman you see on watching the Smudcast.
Yeah,
I'm in like a really weird state. I think I'm just saying stuff now, so it's fine.
Are you high?
No. We're listening to Movie Bob at half speed. It's very bizarre.
I'm honestly, I'm like falling asleep, and I'm just hearing half stuff. And then it's like paused, or like a really nice picture of Emma Stone, and my brain's gone. Yeah, I'd watch that.
What Wisp? You were going.
Oh, the next time we do Renegade cut, can we speed him up to double speed and see if he sounds like Movie Bob?
No.
Yeah,
let's try. Yeah.
Well, will we be able to understand him? Is the question. I don't know if that's possible.
It's just an experiment. Anyway. You don't need to do the whole video at double speed, but just as an experiment.
He talked about black sitcoms about warning us of the abuse and power that police have. I still couldn't understand it. Can you ever understand Renegade Cut? Really?
Carl Winslow is a whitey or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Get the fuck out of here with that.
The only thing I ever understood was at the end of a video when he went, "Anyway, I'm an anarchist now," and I was like, "Okay, thanks for telling us."
Maybe it was a joke. I don't know.
I hope it was a joke.
Anyways, here's my book on the Communist Manifesto.
That reminds me. I always thought what was the Steve Urkel show was just a continuation of Die Hard.
I love that you said the Steve Urkel show.
Well, he becomes the main character at some point.
I totally see it as that. That's the only reason I watched it. I just
look in Germany. In Germany, we call Married with Children. We call it just El Bundy.
Yeah, but Family Matters didn't start with Steve Urkel. I think he came in like in the second season.
Yeah, he was there in the first season. But he got a more prominent role. He was just a slapstick comic relief, but he took a more and more prominent role because he turned out to be an audience favorite. And the Winslows at first had 3 daughters, I think, and 2 just disappeared.
Oh,
you don't even notice that they're not in the show anymore.
Then they recast the mother too.
I don't know about that.
They recast one of the daughters after the pilot, and they recast the mother for the final season.
I see. Yeah.
But in the end, it's only Laura and whatever the boy was.
No, I'm pretty sure all the kids were still there.
Wasn't that a Power Ranger actor?
What?
What?
No.
Wait, hold on. Ask the question again.
Smud. Black people don't all look alike. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm a racist. I'm sorry.
Isn't that a Power Ranger?
I don't know. Maybe he was
a Power Ranger.
Family Matters. No.
Maybe was he the Black Ranger?
Well, you asked if Steve Urkel was a Power Rangers character.
No, Family Matters had 4 years on Power Rangers. Family Matters was 89. Power Rangers was 93.
So it wouldn't be in the same.
It can be later Power Rangers.
Maybe there was one of the kids was dressed as a Power Ranger for a Halloween episode. That might be what you're thinking of.
No, it was really
on Power Rangers. Actually, why the fuck are we even talking about Power Rangers? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, let's get back to
that's Matt's fault.
It's a continuation.
You know what was really funny?
I really like that theory.
The German voice actor, the dub actor for Jalil White, for Steve Urkel, was also the dub actor for SpongeBob, and was also the dub actor for Vegeta in Germany.
Wow!
So and there was giant backlash. So after 5 episodes of Dragon Ball Z in Germany, they had to cast a new voice actor because everybody could be the kids could only see Vegeta as SpongeBob or Steve Urkel, and that just completely destroyed everyone's immersion.
What the fuck?
Your childhood has been ruined.
But it's just the first 3 or 5 episodes. It's great. It's great. Like it's SpongeBob or Steve Urkel destroying that weird bug planet.
Also, I promise you. Before we go back to the video, I promise you all, as of now, at some point I will find a Power Rangers video for us to talk about. Eventually.
Oh.
You better.
And on that
promise
day,
you
I
now.
will gladly just find something else to do.
No, you better come in here. You're the one that said, why are we talking about Power Rangers?
As long as I can look at the
You
Pink
better come in
Ranger.
here. You
Make
better
it-
be in here that day.
Make it something
Ranger.
interesting with
Yeah.
Rita Repulsa, because she was the most interesting character in the first season.
Well,
To be honest with you, it's like we'll be talking about Power Rangers, but I'll be thinking of Emma Stone, so I'll be all right. So
You'll be thinking of Emma Stone in the Power Rangers outfit.
If I actually do find a Power Rangers video to talk about, you damn well better be here for that. Because you're the one that said, why are we talking about the Power Rangers?
Eric, I'll tell you something now.
Rangers.
I promise you better be in here for that. Anyway, let's move on.
anyway, we have less than a
Yeah.
minute, but it's divided by 2, so it's actually 2 minutes. So yeah.
It's 2 minutes.
Divided by the
Lucky
power
that
of two,
these
yeah.
two actors are apparently dating in real life because the chemistry
They
they
were.
have did not come from that script. So yeah, if
What?
I come out of Amazing Spider,
Yeah,
The
they were
script alone
dating.
does not make chemistry.
Yeah, and they had really good chemistry in the movie because they were actually dating.
Yeah. Bob,
Well,
I
what-
know
what-
you
what
are a
wasn't it-
psychopath, but this is something you can actually learn from books. Chemistry
Yeah.
between people is not ordained by text. It has to be natural. It has to naturally be there. That's why it's called chemistry.
Mhm.
You sniff each other's immune system subconsciously and go, "Oh, that's nice."
Wait,
Chris, you have a
exchange
wonderful
saliva?
way. You have a wonderful way of making,
Well, the leads in this
two
movie
people
did.
being
They were dating.
interested. Weird, sounds so weird. You just have a wonderful way of just.
Science is amazing.
that's how you know it's love.
Yes.
Not saying no, it's love when a German person can make it sound so fucking weird.
I mean, well, to go back to the point, the reason why they had so much good chemistry wasn't because of anything anyone else was doing. Was because they had the advantage that they were dating.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Wait,
anything.
before the movie came out?
Were they dating
Before
before the movie?
Oh, okay, I see.
Right.
Before those movies came out,
Well-
they were already dating.
Alright.
So
Well, wasn't
Oh, cool.
didn't that? Oh, all right, that's cool.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 saying, "What a surprise," which is possible. I doubt this will be why. And I really hope that the filmmakers aren't angling on this possible shocker ending being the backbone of the movie or even the whole franchise going forward. Because killing this character in a movie in 2014 is not going to be the barn burner event that killing her in a
Barn burning
comic
event?
was in
What is that?
hell you
fucking
want?
word?
What is a barn burning event? What have you?
Is that where you burned the crosses movie, Bob?
it's like, I'm like that too. It's like, what the fuck is he talking about now?
Well, I was gonna say
Burning
I
event.
kind of I disagree because Peter has to cope with her death afterward, and I thought it was one of the better
Yes.
moments.
He
Just
was on the
because,
verge of he was on the verge of quitting being Spider-Man altogether.
yeah. He's already thinking about Uncle Ben, and then he's thinking about Gwen Stacy, and because she was about
Yeah.
to graduate, he was reflecting on all that and his choices as Spider-Man. I thought it was it could have gone somewhere, but it's got to have a
I just-
happy ending all the time.
Yeah, I just didn't like the fact that Spider-Man spent so much time on a bag of rice. That's just confusing. And then when Emma Stone died, yeah, it's a bit weird.
I'm just a bit off topic, but why? I just
Oh,
noticed
great.
that Gwen Stacy is a very much lookalike of the comic book character. Why did they bother with that and not cast her as I don't know, an Asian girl?
Oh, this is before. This is
Because
one
we couldn't
BGG or
find
whatever it is.
Wait, what?
This is one BGG
Wait.
or whatever it is.
Boy, girl.
No, before Gamergate. One before.
Can we
One
not?
before
Can we forget?
Gamergate.
Can we forget Gamergate for fucking once?
I mean, I guess that's
We-
we could, we did.
Spider-Man's a
I think we
boy.
did. I think
Green
we did,
Goblin's
but
a
the
boy.
SJWs keep bringing it up.
And
then-
also,
No,
Also,
that-
me and my-
just a second ago.
How
hey,
are they
listen,
supposed to take over the
listen,
world?
Shut up, Gigaman. You're
fucking
fine.
say
You're awake. You're awake. It's like midday wherever you are. I'm tired. It's nearly midnight. I'm listening to Movie Bob at half speed. I'm literally lying in bed now. I've got my covers. I've got my little cup of cocoa. I'm getting ready for bed. I don't care anymore.
Doesn't
I'm
change
gonna
that you brought it up.
Sure, if you
I'm gonna
say
make
so.
bad jokes.
In the middle of the night, you start texting, and I'm curious to why that is.
In the middle of the night, I start texting.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
You start texting BGG
Yeah,
to everyone.
Do you sleep
Oh.
text or something? Yeah, BG.
Do I sleep text? No, I wonder who I'm texting. Why do you think I'm texting people?
I don't know. Mark's the one that
care.
said that.
Discord says it. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Mark, yeah.
Carry on.
Anyway, we're almost done.
Anyway,
In 1973, and Sony's ambitious vision of the Spider-Man franchise
Funny.
has enough problems as it is without getting bogged down once again in the Gwen Stacy paradox.
There's no
I'm
paradox.
bogged,
Paradox.
and that's the big picture.
Where's the
there's no
paradox?
there's no paradox. These two movies did an admittedly good job establishing her
There
as
was
a really good character.
Well, I mean,
paradox at all.
Raimi didn't do that. The MCU didn't do that.
In Raimi's case, he went straight to Mary Jane, though. There's no comparison.
I'm just saying he could have if he wanted to, but he didn't. So
Yeah, he didn't because Raimi was one of those Spider-Man fans that grew up with the Silver Age of comics.
yeah,
Hence why he went directly to MJ. So
yeah.
All right.
But I mean, is it really a paradox? I mean,
There's no paradox.
No, there's no
There's no
paradox. Bob
paradox.
especially not with the
does
movie.
not know what the word paradox means. He didn't look it up.
He thinks it's a place you put parrots. That's what he thinks. So.
No, there's one common.
Oh, is that a parrot
We've seen
box?
that with a couple of these bread tubers as well. One common thing with narcissists, and it's how you can spot them, is that
ooh, you
they
said
can.
the N-word.
Yes, I said the N-word. Is that you can spot them by them using words wrong and insisting on their personal but wrong definition, even when you show them and prove to them that their understanding of the word is completely wrong. And they will, to the point where they use just similar sounding words and think them, or where they mix up words with one another. I had a good example of that a while ago. No, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't come up with it right now. But like false, they will make false friends mistakes with words, and insist they're right all the time. While a non-narcissist can use a word wrong or have a misunderstanding of a word, but can be corrected on it, and will
Like
accept the
Tomboy,
correction.
right?
Like what?
Like Tomboy.
In what sense
What?
would you misunderstand that? That it's a boy?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand Tomboy. Like
Ah,
what
okay.
that meant.
Yeah. If you can be corrected on your understanding of the term to the correct definition of it, or then that's likely you're not a narcissist. But narcissists will insist on using their personal wrong definition.
All right. Let's get the stream memes. I don't know how much we have, but we'll see as we go down. Here's a rendition of Movie Bob, apparently. Don't know where this is from.
Bubble Bass from SpongeBob.
Oh, SpongeBob? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's Hawk. Is it just me, or does Movie Bob at half speed just sound like a loser? You mean he sounds like Movie Bob? Ha ha. Memo from the present. It was so bad it killed its own franchise and made Sony go begging to Marvel to fix it. Present day. Well, how the turntable.
Did you say Momo?
Memo.
Memo.
Oh, Memo.
The memo.
What do you
Yes,
think I said?
Momo.
Yeah. You thought you said Momo, but that's Eric. Just
Okay.
being Eric.
Last one. Hello, Hawk. It's Movie Bob, and Hawk is.
Oh, that's okay.
What's happening here?
It's from the scene from the trailer.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Where it's not cocky again. Hello,
And did
Peter.
we Bob dressed like Mario? What the fuck?
What?
Well,
How do
That is a
people not know?
cosplay he
Also,
did.
if you ever read his book,
that- is that Movie Bob?
Yes, that is Movie Bob.
Yeah, that's Movie Bob.
Yeah, if you
I'm
ever read
saving that image. I really like it.
if you ever
He
read his
was
book,
slimmer back then.
he really thinks that Super Mario Brothers is like some sort of God's gift to humanity or something like that. It's like
No,
it's like the
so
you're
best
joking, Spud.
the best
So the
designed
opposite
game
would-
ever or whatever.
Mud, you are joking. Please.
So the so Movie Bob's opinion of Mario is basically the opposite of game theories. Okay.
It is so brilliant in design and execution. It's like you can't get any better. And
No, it's not. There is
It's
Oh my
simplistic,
God.
that's all.
Please tell me you're joking, please.
Well, I didn't
Say
read
it.
the book, but that's what I paraphrased from the comments he made about it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
It's
I was just like,
simplistic
hold
and
on,
executed
hold
well,
on.
but that's it, I'd
That's
say.
about it. There is clearly much better than Mario.
Hold on. This is to show it's a real image. Hold on. Here you go. I'm going to put it into the stream memes.
Yeah, you
There
might
you
as well
go.
put it in there. Ah!
Grow up. Movie Bob.
He was slimmer back then, definitely.
Mhm.
Oh, he's
You call
worse
that
now.
slim?
Oh yeah.
He's worse
He's
now.
bigger
Yeah.
now? What the fuck?
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe he just got shorter.
I
don't
like
know.
how he's got the not aviators, but whatever those are called. Those kind of
The gloves?
the glasses.
The pants?
No, the glasses, the sunglasses. Yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
my god! Holy shit! This picture. Sorry, Smud. I'm gonna have to show you this picture because I think
Yeah,
I think
why-
you will really.
Yeah, while you post that, it's like the whole thing here, the supposed Gwen Stacy paradox, from what I was able to gather from it, is basically that the only thing Gwen Stacy is known for is her death when any comic book. Oh my god.
That's a real picture?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Ah!
Did they,
I think there's a
ship
ghost
it?
in the background. The guy's like, it's a haunted hotel.
I just
Okay,
saw it and I just thought, yeah, this needs to be seen by the world.
Why are these
Oh,
two
yeah, the
people
small-
together?
What?
Whoa!
Why are they together? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I mean,
It's great.
cool. I mean, do what you like, I guess.
Anyway.
You like, I guess. Thanks for that, Eric.
Anyway, that was all we needed to see at the end of the show.
The point is there is
With
no
another
Gwen
meme.
Stacy. There is no Gwen Stacy paradox. It's like she's known for a lot more than just her death. End of story.
Not
Yeah.
another meme. Come on,
And
guys.
it-
We know Movie Bob.
That's like, you know, but it's not a paradox. That's the thing. So,
So
It's
what
just-
you guys
it's just
learned
the-
today?
It's just the
what I
norm.
learned
Yeah,
today. I don't know.
that the Gwen Stacy paradox is just normies that don't know jack shit other than than stuff everyone knows.
So
Mhm.
this is either a joke or he's just really terrifying.
Even if he's just referring to like, the normies that only know like the major events, it's still like really that's not a paradox. That's just That's just a matter of they don't know jack shit.
Looking at what other food he posts, this is very believable.
Mhm.
I don't know how he relates this to density of food. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
This isn't a
That means he means nutrients.
Well, that doesn't even make sense. You're talking about caloric density. There's no such thing as nutrient density. Like, it's like what, like proteins, like vitamins, like macronutrients.
The thing with McDonald's food is that if you eat it, you feel like you have a stone in your stomach for 20 minutes, and after that you're hungry again. However that happens.
Anyway.
So I bet he's referring to that. But to call this a small amount for an average-sized person is still insane. Absolutely insane.
Anyway, let's not remind ourselves why Movie Bob is so memeable.
Hey, do you want to know some good news? Everyone's crying over Blue's Clues with Steve. The spot, I tell you.
Why?
Oh, he came back.
It was a 25th anniversary, yeah, and he looks terrible. He looks like a chemotherapy patient.
Oh my god. He lost all his hair.
That's why he quit, Hawk, because you make.
Of course he's lost all his hair. He's wearing a baseball cap inside. Of course he's lost all his fucking hair.
Are we talking eyebrows as well?
No.
Eyebrows as well? No, but he might as well have.
Come on, man. On the one hand, you're absolutely right. On the other hand, I got the feels too. So fuck you.
Oh, just don't be gay.
I mean, he's still a dumbass for quitting because of his hair and because of an existential crisis. But dude, I grew up with that show. Still, it's gonna affect me somehow.
Hold on.
You grew up
with
him.
a lot of things too, and then they all died.
Yeah, then they
hold on. Here you go, Smud. Just for the very last one. Here you go.
One more.
So yeah,
One more.
There you go. That's what he looks like on this show.
Oh wow,
I don't see the eyebrows.
That looks painful.
Mm-hmm. As I said, it
looks photoshopped.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I mean, it just looks like 6 more months he'll be given the all clear and he'd leave the hospital.
For fuck's sake.
Just visit the sauna a couple times. It may help.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a slowed down Movie Bob. We tried to extend it past an hour. We did okay. Hour and a half. That's not bad. So,
There is no Gwen Stacy paradox. End of story.
Yes.
Yeah,
he lied to us.
He made a lot of statements which are factually true, which is like, yeah, the comics did this, and this is what she did, and yada yada. You're like, that's fine, but what is your argument? What are you trying to establish first? I don't understand where we went to say.
Yeah.
The closest thing you can even interpret out of what he's saying is that people only know for her death. That's what I took from it. But again, unless you're talking specifically about the normies, it makes no sense because a lot of actual Spider-Man lore fans actually know her for more than just her death, for better or for worse.
Movie Bob lies! Filthy lies!
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning in. That was pretty easy, just kind of silly. But it's Movie Bob. Went by rather quickly. And we even slowed it down.
Yeah.
So.
Hooray!
Yay! So keep the suggestions coming.
We did it, guys. We solved racism.
By becoming racist ourselves. Yes. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So anyway, thanks for the suggestions. Keep them coming. And we'll talk to you guys real soon tomorrow, I hope. Bye.
Go.